हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरम् भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरि ओम। We shall chant the mantras of the first Anuvaka. Om Bhrigu Varunihi Varunam Pitaramupasasar Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti Tasma Etat Provacha Annam Pranam Chakshushrotram Manovachamiti Tagam Hovacha Yato Va Imani Bhutani Jayante येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत् प्रयन्त्यभिषं विशन्ति तद्विजिज्ञासस्व तद्ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा। So this is Bhrigu Valli in Taittiriya Upanishad, which is from Krishna Yajurveda. There are these three Vallis: Shiksha Valli, Brahmananda Valli, and Bhrigu Valli. In Shiksha Valli, some upasanas are revealed. In Brahmananda Valli, the knowledge of Brahma was revealed. But the sadhana to attain this Brahmavidya and to realize Brahma was not clearly mentioned. So the importance of the sadhana called tapas is revealed in this Bhrigu Valli. With the help of a story, the Brahmavidya and tapas as an important sadhana is revealed. The story is meant to convey the importance of this vidya. It is like a stuti of Brahmavidya. That the father, when he was approached by his dear son, he gave him this greatest gift which anyone can give. The greatest of all gift is Brahmavidya. Nowadays, the father might give some wealth or some other objects of this world or some worldly knowledge. But the greatest gift which one can give to one's children is Brahmavidya. Of course, if we have that Vidya, we can impart that knowledge to our children, or at least we can lead them on this right path. In Chandogya Upanishad also we have seen the story of Shvetaketu approaching his own father and learning this Brahma Vidya. In Atharva Ved, in the Kaivalya Upanishad of Atharva Ved, Bhagwan Parameshti gives this knowledge to his own son. So this story is meant to convey the importance of Brahma Vidya. So Bhrigur Vaiva Runihi. So once upon a time, a great student Bhrigu approached his father Varun, who was a great rishi. This story is given to convey the teaching. This story doesn't mean that it is some historical event, because the Upanishads are Anadi Ananta. They are eternal. So it was always there and it will always be in future. So this story did not happen in one particular time, because the Upanishads are beyond time. But through the story, the message gets conveyed effectively. So Bhrigu Vaiva Runihi. Bhrigu approached his father Varuna, Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. His father Varuna, he looked upon his own father as his own teacher, and hence he approached him with proper attitude, with humility, with surrender, having acquired all the right qualifications, and with a strong jitnyasa, a sincere thirst to know. See, if we don't have the jitnyasa, then we can't move forward on our spiritual journey. Because ultimately we have to gain that knowledge of Brahma, which is our own self. So in order to gain that knowledge, apart from other qualifications like the sadhan chatushtaya, vivek, vairagya, shamdhamadi, shak sampatti and mumukshutva, what we should have is jidnyasa, a strong, sincere, deep desire to gain this knowledge and become free of this samsara. So Bhrigu had this jidnyasa, and with that sincerity, he approached his father and requested him to teach him Brahmavidya. Adihi Bhagavo Brahmiti, He Bhagwan. O my Bhagwan. The student should look at his own teacher as Sakshat Bhagwan. Because the teacher is revealing this great knowledge, wherein he is telling you that you are Brahma, that this whole world is Brahma, that Brahma is present as the self of all beings. So before we even realize that Brahma is our own self, we should have that deep faith that our teacher himself is Brahma. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. That Guru is Sakshat Brahma. So when we have that deep faith in the Guru, then it becomes easy for us to gain that knowledge from the Guru. Then nothing can block that knowledge. Then there will not be any obstacles in the way. So Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. O Bhagwan, please teach me Brahma. Bhrigu had heard about this Brahma, must have heard about Brahma. But he must have heard about the name Brahma and the importance of knowing Brahma. Even in this Brahmananda Valli, the first statement itself conveys this importance. कि ब्रह्मविद आपनोति परम सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्म यो वेद निहितम गुहायाम परमे व्योमन सोष्णुते सर्वान् कामान् सह. So one who realizes Brahma gains the supreme, and one can realize this Brahma in the cave of one's own heart. We can realize Brahma in our own antakkarana. Brahma, who is present everywhere, is present in our own antakkarana. And that is where we can realize, we can experience, we can directly gain that immediate experience of Brahma. So Bhrigu knew about this, and hence he requested his father to teach him, to guide him towards Brahmavidya. So father, who recognized his own son as a fit student, took the role of a teacher here. But also he had the great love and affection for his own son. And he is about to reveal the greatest of all gifts to his son. So first he told him, Itasma etat provacha. He spoke to Bhrigu and directly told him that these are the means which you have to take help in order to recognize that Brahman. And what are they? He says, Annam pranam chakshus shrotram mano vachamiti. Annam means food. Food means our own body. Annam shariram. Our body is made up of anna, food. Therefore, the body itself is called anna or annamaya kosha. And it is a very important means. When we gain this human birth, though Brahma is not a human being, Brahma is not animal, bird, plant. In Brahma, all these divisions are not there. But Brahma is present in all beings. Brahma is present everywhere. But the nearest being to us is our own self, which is expressing through this body. So our body is the first step or sadhan which helps us to recognize Brahma. Shariram khalu dharma sadhanam. Our sharir is the first dharma sadhan. Therefore, we should properly take care of our body and utilize it to attain that Brahma. See, with the help of our body and our mind, we can attain a lot of things in this world. We can pursue the path of acquiring a lot of wealth. We can pursue the path of acquiring a lot of pleasures, indulging in pleasures. But with the help of this body, we can also pursue the path of dharma, which will help us to evolve spiritually. And we can also pursue the path of Brahma and realize the Brahma. Therefore, this body which we have gained from our own parents, due to our own past karmas, we have become human being. It's a great result of great punya. To be born as a human being is a very rare phenomenon. It is due to our past good karmas that we are born as a human being and that we have come across this knowledge. See, there are many who are born as human beings, but they are unaware of this knowledge. So they spend their entire life pursuing shadows, not getting the full benefit of a human birth. But we, all of you who are listening, we are fortunate that not only we are born as a human being, but we have come across this knowledge. We have come across our teacher. So we should pursue this path sincerely and attain that self-realization. So annam shariram is the first sadhan. Then pranam. See, inside this body, making the body function is the pran. Which eats and which nourishes this body. See, whatever food we are eating, the water we are drinking, it is actually is taken by the pranas. The pranas are the eaters of food. The body itself doesn't eat. The pranas, pancha pranas, prana, pan, vyan, udan, saman, they help to digest the food, which they help to eat the food, they help to digest the food, they help to circulate the nourishment which is derived from this food to all parts of the body. And whatever is not required, it is eliminated from the body. So pranas also plays a very important role. So we should understand our own prana. We should understand the beauty of this prana which is expressing through this body. Prana is the mighty power of that Ishvara. This prana itself is responsible for all the activities which are happening in this entire cosmos, not only in the inert world, but also in all the sentient beings. We can perform actions, we can know things, and we can enjoy things in this world, all by the blessings of prana. And this prana, they function spontaneously within. We are, from the time we are born, we are breathing, the heart is beating, the blood is circulating within, the food gets digested, all the activities of the body happens, even a tiny little cell functions because of the presence of prana. If the prana leaves this body, the body falls down dead and disintegrate within no time. But as long as this prana is there, the body is alive. So pranas are most fascinating. So we should be able to understand these pranas which are happening, which are functioning in our body. Recognize them, understand their value, and make use of them to realize Brahma. There are various sadhanas related to these pranas, like pranayama and all, which help in our pursuit to realize Brahma. So annam, pranam. Then the teacher says, chakshuhu, shrotram, your eyes. and your ears. They also can be helpful to realize Brahma. See, Brahma itself is beyond all colors and forms, but Brahma alone is expressing as this whole world. Whatever we see is expression of Brahma alone. Whatever we hear are expressions of Brahma alone. So with the help of our senses, we can understand the beauty of Brahma. We can comprehend the great mystery of Brahma, the great wonder of Brahma through our senses, eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue, Pancha Jnanendriyas. It's the most fascinating. Though these Pancha Jnanendriyas are also made from these five great elements, the five great elements themselves express as our Jnanendriyas. Like, for example, the space, Akash. Akash has got the characteristic of sound. But to hear this sound, a part of Akash only, means the Akash alone, is expressing as our ears. So in order to measure, we require a similar scale. In order to measure weight, we require another weight, which we know. If I want to measure some vegetable, 1 kg of vegetable, I should have a standard 1 kg weight with me. Then comparing that weight, I can measure the vegetable. Similarly, if we want to hear sound, we should have that sound, that source of sound within us also. So the characteristic of space is sound. So space alone goes to make our ears. The characteristic of Agni is sight. So that Agni Tattva is there. Light is there in our eyes to see. So in this way, the five great elements, they go to make our five senses. And with the help of our senses also, we can comprehend that Brahma. So the teacher says, Shrotram or Chakshush Shrotram, which represents all the other sense organs also. Then the most important sadhan which we have, with the help of which we can comprehend Brahma, is Manaha, mind. Mind is very important. Mind means the entire Antakaran. Mana, Buddhi, Chitta and Ahankar. With the help of our mind, we can recognize Brahma. Though Brahma is beyond the mind, though Brahma cannot be comprehended with the help of our mind, but at the same time, the Shastras also say that you can know that Brahma through your mind. Manasa eva avaptavyam. Though the mind and even speech returns back without comprehending that Brahman, yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. But still the Shastras say that with a pure mind and with a subtle intellect, we can comprehend Brahma. We can tune ourselves to Brahma. Mind is a very important organ which will help us to recognize that Brahma. So, Manaha, see our mind means the Antakarana, Manabuddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. It carries the samskars of our past. It has got a storehouse of these samskars of our past. Means from the infinite past, we have been carrying the samskars in our antakarana. And selected a few karmas are become fructified in this body. They are the prarabdha karma. Otherwise, our all past samskars are there. But they remain dormant. They remain dormant. And the mind has got the habit of constantly thinking. Constantly thinking. Our senses constantly observe this world, and the mind constantly think. But we have also this faculty called intellect, which has got the capacity to understand, to know. And we have what we call chitta, which stores all the memories and some scars. And we have this ahankar, the sense of I. So with the help of our antakarana, a purified antakarana, we can recognize Brahma. In Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says that great yogis, they perform actions, they do upasanas, they perform actions in order to purify their antakarana. So in order to purify their antakarana, yogina karma kurvanti sangam taktva atma vishuddhaye. To purify their antakarana, they perform karma with dispassion, with detachment. So mana and vacham, vacham means speech. Speech also can be utilized to recognize, to realize Brahma. By chanting Bhagwan's name, by chanting the mantras, by focusing our attention on the japa which we do, we can realize Brahma. It helps in realizing Brahma. So annam pranam chakshus shrotram mano vachamiti. These are all the means which are helpful in realizing Brahma. Shankaracharya writes in his commentary कि अन्नम शरीरम तद अभ्यंतरम च प्राणम अत्तारम उपलब्धि साधनानि चक्षुः श्रोत्रम मनो वाचमिति एतानि ब्रह्म उपलब्ध द्वाराणि उक्तवान्. They are like the doorways to realize Brahma, to attain Brahma. उक्त्वा च द्वारभूतानि एतानि अन्नादीनि तं भृगुं होवाच ब्रह्मणो लक्षणं किं तत्. Now after revealing this dwara, this doorways to Brahma, now the most important thing which is required is we should know the lakshanas of Brahma. We have to recognize Brahma. We have to realize Brahma. Brahma who is present everywhere, but is not seen, not heard, cannot be touched, cannot be smelled. So mysterious, so subtle. Brahma is present everywhere. He is present in this world. He is present within us, but is extremely subtle. Cannot be seen through our senses, cannot be held with our mind, intellect. So how to realize, how to know that Brahma? We can know Brahma if we know the lakshanas of Brahma, which will help us to recognize. See, like in the field of science also, they talk about something called black hole. Black holes are there in space, in the cosmos. There are many black holes. What are these black holes? Black holes are also very, very dense matter only. See, this stars and all, they are made up of so much of matter, very, very dense. But sometimes the stars, they collapse under their own weight, and the whole matter gets totally crushed to form very, very dark matter, dense matter. So much dense that the gravity is extremely high. So high that even light cannot escape from that matter. So there are some very, very large dark black holes having the density of billions of stars. Even in our galaxy, our Milky Way galaxy, in the center of this Milky Way galaxy, there is a huge black hole around which the entire, those billions of stars in this galaxy moves. So no one can see these dark holes, black holes, because even light cannot escape. So scientists had tough time seeing these black holes. But then they came to know about the lakshanas of these black holes. That as some matter they come near this black hole, they start revolving very vigorously, and sometimes they emit some light also. So by seeing those lights and seeing the behavior of some of the stars which are moving around it, space, they can infer that there is a black hole there. Not by directly seeing the black hole, but by seeing the effect of the black hole around on the stars and other matter around. So they recognize. Sometimes two black holes, they meet together and they create such a big bang that it vibrates the entire space also. So from that also, they come to know the presence of these black holes. This vibration, they call it gravitational waves. I'm giving this example because it is not strange that certain things are not seen or not heard, but still through their lakshanas we can recognize them. Similarly, Brahma itself cannot be seen, cannot be heard, cannot be tasted, cannot be touched. But there are certain lakshanas, certain characteristics from which we can understand the presence of Brahma. And if we take our thinking and take our attention in that direction, we will be able to realize that Brahma. So what are the lakshanas? Various lakshanas are given of this Brahma. Here the teacher gives the most famous lakshana. And what is it? Varuna, he tells his son Bhrigu, you want to know Brahma? Then keep these lakshanas in your mind and search for that Brahma. Look for that Brahma. Tagam ho vacha yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayantyavi samvishanti tad vijitnyasasva tad Brahma. He says, yato va imani bhutani jayante. See, this whole world not only made up of various matters, but there are different varieties of beings are there. See, we see many beings here on earth, but there are beings away from earth also. Beings are there all over the cosmos. The beings are of different grades and different levels of evolution. From the tiniest to the largest. The tiniest beings are there, microbes and all, bacteria. So very small, we can't even see them. They have their own life. They have their own ways of living. Like even those ants and all. They have their own colonies. They have different species of ants. And they live their life. They make their ant hills. Complicated, complex ant hills are there, which are made by these tiny creatures. They have their own politics also, fight and all. They have their own divisions of labor. There are some ants which are only meant to be working. There are some warrior ants. There is the one ant which is like a queen. So in this way, they have their own complex structure. So we have the tiny little creature, and the largest creature is Brahma, Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is the first one to be born. He has got his own mind, his own intellect, his ahankar, pranas. He is the first one to be born. Hiranyagarbha converted these Pancha Tanmatras into Pancha Mahabhut. through the process of Panchikaranam. So the five great elements were born. And with the birth of these five great elements, another being was born from Hiranyagarbha. He is Vaishvanara. Vaishvanara. Then Vaishvanara again converted these five great elements into complex five elements through the process of Trivritkaranam. And other beings were born like plants, devtas and plants and animals, birds, so many varieties. So all these beings are there. From where have they come? What is their source? So here the teacher says, their source is Brahma. They are born from Brahma. Yato va imani bhutani jayante. That from where all of them are born is Brahma. That is the lakshana of Brahma. Find the source of all these beings, including yourself. I am also one of the beings. So if I find my own source, if I go back, trace back my own existence, I am existing as this body, existing as my pranas, existing as my antakarana, as my organs of perception, organs of action. If I trace back, the source is Brahman. Yato va imani bhutani jayanti, from whom all these beings are born is Brahman. But what about now, while we are living in this world, while all these beings are living in this world, who is giving us support? Taking whose support are we living in this world? Who is nourishing us? Who is giving us that presence, that existence? So the teacher further says, ki ena jatani jivanti. Having taken birth from that Brahma, by his support alone, we all live. We all live, we all are sustained by that Brahma alone. So he is present even now. From him only we are born. We are supported by him. Ena jatani jivanti. And yat prayantyapi samvishanti. And when this body gets destroyed, this mind and all get destroyed, vinashakale cha yat prayanti yat brahma pratigacchati gacchanti abhisamvishanti tadatmyam eva pratipadyate. When all this get destroyed, the expressions get destroyed, again we merge back into that Brahma. So our contact with that Brahma is never lost. The contact with Brahma of all these beings are never lost. All beings are born from Brahma. They are sustained in Brahma. And they move back into Brahma. This is the Lakshana of Brahma. Brahma is directly not pointed out that this is Brahma. because it's not possible. So through this world, Brahma is pointed out. This is the most famous, important Lakshana, which is also mentioned in the Brahma Sutras. Bhagwan Vedavyasji, he wrote Brahma Sutras, which is a text which help us to comprehend the teachings of the Upanishads. So the Upanishad Vakyas, the statements of the Upanishads, important statements of the Upanishads are picked up, and a beautiful mala is made of those statements, presenting the entire teaching of the Upanishads, and that is called Brahma Sutra. So Brahma Sutra begins with the sutra Athato Brahma Jidnyasa, Atha Brahma Jidnyasa. Now, therefore, an inquiry into Brahma, desire to know Brahma. So what is the Lakshana of Brahma? This is the first sutra. In the second sutra, the Lakshana of Brahma is given Janmadyasya Yataha. Janma Adi Asya Yataha. Janma Adi means Janma, Sthiti and Bhanga, means Utpatti, Sthiti and Laya of this Asya, of this world. This world which you see, this entire world means not only earth, world means the entire cosmos, the entire universe with all the beings. From where they are born, in whom they exist, and in whom they all merge back, that is Brahma. This is the Lakshana of Brahma. It is also called the Upalakshana of Brahma. See, there are various Lakshanas of Brahma given. So this is the Upalakshana of Brahma. Then if we analyze this world, we see the world having certain qualities. Like the world is constantly changing. Though it exists all the time, it constantly changes. That changing existence is called asatyam. World is asatyam, means changing existence. Then it is jadam, it is inert, it cannot think for itself. It is inert. And parichinnam, it is made up of parts, various limited parts. So world is satyam, world is asatyam, jadam, parichinnam. It is the karya of Brahma, effect of Brahma. But in that Brahma there is no karya. So Brahma is free from asatyam, means it is satyam. Brahma is not jadam, means it is jnanam. Brahma is not parichinnam, means it is anantam. So the lakshanas which are seen in the world as asatyam, jadam, parichinnam are also lakshana of Brahma. They are called dharma lakshana of Brahma. Dharma lakshana of Brahma. And with the help of this lakshana, as we approach Brahma, The Swarupa Lakshana of Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, which was given in the previous Valli. Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That is the Swarupa Lakshana of Brahma. Swarupa Lakshana means the Lakshana of Brahma itself. Dharma Lakshana means the Lakshana of the expression of Brahma, which is this world. And Upalakshana is the further the Lakshana of this world, the expression of this world in the form of its Utpatti, Sthiti and Laya. So that is Upalakshana of Brahma. So with the help of this Utpatti, Sthiti of Laya, we can recognize Brahma. With the help of this Lakshana called Asatyam, Jadam, Parichinnam, we can recognize Brahma. With the Lakshana of Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, we can recognize Brahma. So here the teacher is giving the Upalakshana. But one has to work on it. One has to put forth effort and make use of this Lakshana to recognize that Brahma. So for that we have to inquire. So therefore the teacher, after giving this Lakshana, he tells Bhrigu that Tat Vijitnyasasva. You inquire. You strive to know that. You put forth effort to know that Brahma. I am just giving you the Lakshana. With the help of this Lakshana, you know that Brahma. See, like again, to give the example in the field of science, when, as I said, when two black holes meet, they create such a strong vibration in the whole cosmos that even the space starts vibrating. Space also starts vibrating, which is called gravitational wave. This was theoretically mentioned by Albert Einstein. They did not actually, through experimentation, they had not seen this, they had not experienced this. But recently, few years ago, through an experiment, they could actually calculate and see that this gravitational wave. So they knew that Lakshana, but it took them 100 years of research and of experimentation to actually experience that gravitational wave, to notice that gravitational wave. Similarly, here the teacher is giving the Lakshana of Brahma, but he is expecting his student Bhrigu to work on it and recognize that Brahma. So tad vijitnyasasva, tad brahmiti, that is Brahma. So Bhrigu, he left his father, went alone to a solitary place somewhere and started working on this. Started contemplating, deep contemplation, meditation, taking help of this Lakshana. What did he do? Satapo tapyata. He did tapas. He did tapas. So tapas taptva. And having done that tapas, he could understand something. Then he again came back to his father, but he, through tapas, he understood something. Here Shankaracharya ji, he raises that question. His father did not tell him about tapas. Father just gave him these lakshanas and said, you inquire. But Bhrigu did tapas. Hmm? So kutah punaha anupadishtasya eva tapasah sadhanatva pratipattihi bhrigoh. How come he took tapas as a sadhana, though it was not mentioned by his father? But when his father gave him this lakshana and told him that you inquire, the father had not given the complete teaching, in the sense he expected his student to complete it through his inquiry. Means there was something left to be done by the student. And Bhrigu thought that what is the best sadhan, the most popular and the best sadhan, which can help him to utilize this lakshana to recognize Brahma, and that sadhan is tapas. Tapo vishesha pratipattihi to sarva sadhakatamatvat. Among all the sadhans, the greatest of all sadhan is tapas. Tapas is not only helpful to gain things in this world, but also to acquire things beyond this world. And ultimately, tapas is also helpful in realizing Brahma. See, we have stories in our Puranas and all. Even the Rakshasas knew the importance of tapas, and they used to do tapas. Like in Bhagavad, the story of Hiranyakashipu. He also wanted to become most powerful and most wanted to rule the entire cosmos, but he didn't have the capacity. He didn't have the power to do that. So what did he do to acquire it? He did tapas, and he gained that power by the blessings of Hiranyagarbha. Even in Ramayana, we have the stories of Ravan and Kumbhakarna and Vibhishan doing tapas. And they also got what they wanted. So Bhrigu knew that tapas is the main sadhana, most important. So even though his father had not mentioned tapas, he did tapas. But what is tapas? Tapas is not just torturing the body or something like that. Tapas is ekagrata. Tacca tapo bahya antakarana samadhanam tad dvarakatvad brahma pratipattehe. The senses and the mind, when they are focused towards our goal, towards what we want to understand, towards what we want to achieve, towards what we want to acquire, when we focus our senses and our antakarana towards it and pursue that path, that's called tapas. Like in Ramayana, the story of Parvati who did tapas. She focused her attention on Bhagwan Shiva. She wanted to attain him. She wanted to marry him. So she just focused all her energy and all her power towards Bhagwan Shiva without getting distracted. Even the Saptarishis came to distract her, but she was not distracted. Janma koti lage zagar hamari, varahu shambhu natu raho kuvari. I will spend not only this life, but crores of life and do this tapas to attain Shiva. Without attaining him, I am not giving up. That's called tapas. More about this we will see in our class on Monday. So till then, you take care. Be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again. Hmm. Understand what is being conveyed. Okay? And we will meet again soon. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siya Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha Hari Om.